My name is Toni, and I worked for the Office of the Auditor General of the state of Arizona as a accounts payable receivable clerk, 5 years of that, and then got promoted into the position of administrative assistant to Melanie Chesney, who was the director of the performance audit division. Well, what I loved most about it, of course, was the people who were absolutely stellar. A whole different class of people that I ever worked with, because I was kind of a career gypsy, and the fact that they even gave me a chance in the Auditor General's office is really quite something for me. It was really a blessing. So that kind of settled me down in general. I always did accounting, administrative work, creative stuff. The whole history of my career was just going into something, organizing it, making it beautiful and wonderful and functional, and then moving on. Just a stellar group. They turned me into a better human being, literally. They turned me into a better human being because of their professionalism and their intellect and their level of education, and just a stellar group. I have nothing but good to say about working there. I've been doing nothing but what I love to do. Art, gardening. I moved to California. I live in Santa Barbara, the most beautiful, they say when people die and go to heaven, if they lived in Santa Barbara and they die and they go to heaven, they complain. So it's actually cold today. I'm sorry to tell you that. It's kind of chilly today for me, so I'm in my velour jumpsuit, and just enjoying the ocean breeze that passes through it. I hope you can retire in California too. I hope everybody can. I could not do it without my retirement. I could not do it with ASRS. Could not do it. It pays my rent and my Social Security, which I also took early. So I took a 25% hit. That's a lot. You don't think of that. Could I put in 5 more years, 10 more years in a corporate environment, government environment? I don't think that's my nature. So I didn't want to ever do anything against my nature. And my nature is, like I said, the gypsy career, but sometimes you have to settle down, but you don't have to give up who you are. So now in retirement, I'm being exactly who I've always been, and had to kind of modify myself to fit into any kind of employment environment. So it was the best of two worlds with the Auditor General's office. I was allowed to be creative. But I wasn't allowed to be crazy, not allowed. They frowned upon it because I did do, some kind of, off the wall things that they laughed, but they go, you can't do that. So, when you're 18 years old, you don't think about when you're 30 even. You don't even think about, all you're looking forward is to 21. And I started the Arizona State in my 50th year of life. So I was half a century. And I never thought about anything of the future. I lived every day, and I still do. But when I started contributing to it, the job was so healthy and so enriching to me financially, and having steady work and knowing that I really wanted to be employed. I lost all the luster and the wanderlust of, I can be a cook, I can be a florist, I can run a sandwich shop, I can work in the theater, I can do all of these things none of what they all lead to starving artists is what they do. They lead to starving artists. Even though I was pretty hefty, there was still, the starving part financially. So to contribute to retirement with a healthy salary, benefits, paid vacations, things I never experienced before, that I did not miss that amount of money. And in retrospect, I wish I had contributed more. Knowing what I know now, on one of your checkpoints about, what would you do differently? What I would do differently is contribute as much disposable income because I still lived a champagne life on a beer budget. I always considered myself to have that ability to manage my money, but not in a form of investing in my future, because I never thought about the future. So investing in retirement, no matter how little you put in, I think you could always put more, because you don't need certain things. And you find that out when you're in your 70s. Well, I don't need a closet full of clothes with matching shoes, handbags, headbands, jewelry. You don't need that to function. You need it for presentation. You need it for, to go to work in the button-down environment. But there's other things you need later that really have value. And that is enough to retire. And I am so fortunate that I was able to retire at age 59.